Happy Friday, everybody. We are alive and well. It's been quite some time. For those who are in here, let me know if you can hear me. For those watching the replay, you can skip 5 minutes ahead. We'll wait for people to come in. Let's get this screen up. Let's do trading view. All right, we're set up there. Let me know if you guys can see and hear, if you can hear me and if you can see my screen. Yes, something might be going on with your headset on Discord. It keeps on going back and deafening yourself. Let's fix this so you can hear my audio. All right, that should work. If not, we'll fix it later on. We will start in about 3 minutes. Welcome, Robert. I just got to say, I am patiently waiting until the Carvana Tower collapses stock-wise. In my humble opinion, that company should not be evaluated where it's at right now. All right. For the YouTube folk, hopefully you guys can hear me. Please let me know if you can. I know the Discord people can hear me. All right. We'll start. I got to head off a little earlier because I have a session at 8. So we'll cut it off at like 7:45. All right. Welcome, everybody. This is the Community Trade Recap and Assisting Traders session, June 6, 2025. For those who may be new here, this is pretty much where we go over my trades. We'll also go over your trades and see what we could have improved and done better on. This week has been extremely chill for me. I literally just took 3 trades futures wise and 1 options wise. Wasn't really feeling the best in the first half of the week, so I didn't really do much. And there hasn't really been, at least for what I look for, too many opportunities in the New York session, because we usually tend to chop the first hour or two, which is a little annoying. So I've been getting on around like 8:30 a.m. since some trades have been playing out around that time, at least between 8:30 and market open. So, and I don't trade the afternoon session. So whoever has been getting those moves, congratulations. I am not one of them. Today, just took 1 trade. Pretty straightforward. Just took a W for those who are familiar with that. This was on gold specifically. But pretty straightforward. Once we had that nice big move down this morning, we make that first low. We head back up and then come back down as if we're going to complete that H or dead cat bounce. We fail. We fail to break that low, make a higher low right here, and then I take the first bullish reversal to the upside. First target, of course, is always the center. Second target, pretty much when the W completes. Always use your discretion. For me, the targets would have been around this area there, which is why I have this box. So whoever was live trading with me this morning, they could have decided to sell anywhere in that area. But yeah, the trade didn't follow through fully to the second target. We just got the first target and then it reversed. So this 3 candle right here, it went 2 down and then it went 3 up. Let me move this over. Once this candle went 3 up, we got in our longs, took some profit off here, moved my target for the remaining contracts or my stop plus 10 ticks or 1 point in profit. And then price came back down right over here and stopped me out in profit. So didn't hit the second target, but at least left with something. So can't be mad at that. It definitely would have been nice to at least hit these targets up here. And then it looks like we just faded the rest of the day for gold. I didn't really see anything regular for YM wise anyway, which is what I usually trade. Nothing really caught my eye over here. Usually after these big news days, it doesn't really set up properly for me sometimes. We had that big move up and then the slow fade until lunchtime. And then some more chop in the afternoon. But yeah, pretty much all I did today. Nothing too crazy there. Let's see. You wanted me to go over why Isaiah's W wasn't a good one. Also, for those who are watching on YouTube, I need at least 50% participation. So I need a few more likes. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up or the like button so the algorithm can bring more people for us. So the reason why I didn't like the W that Isaiah took is, so he took it off this higher low reversal right over here. Let me bring this up. So I'm just going to mock up his trade. So I think his stop loss was right under here. The W could have completed anywhere with the second target being one of these 2 highs over here. But let's just mark this out. So I'd imagine his first target was there. And then let's say a second target there or somewhere up here. So what I don't like about this one, after we get that big drop to the bottom, we kind of have that consolidation period right here, and then it comes back up. And even the center section right over here isn't really that high compared to the left leg, right? Whereas if we go on the 5 minute, we can see the version that I took. We have a big move down. We don't have pretty much any consolidation. We have a nice retracement back to the upside. Then it comes back down and we reverse to the upside. Whereas this version comes back down, consolidates, does like a little tiny retracement, then heads back down. Does that make sense on why I wouldn't have preferred that one? Nicest D though. Definitely. Also, Northern, if you're talking, we can't hear you. I see your like microphone coming off, but I don't hear anything. Also, for those who are coming in on YouTube, please put your trades in the chat that you want me to review, or if you have any questions over what I'm going over. You might need to type it in the chat, Northern, because I'm not hearing anything when you talk. I heard Robert earlier. Definitely weird. Yeah, you might need to just type in the chat for now, or reset Discord and open it back up. That usually fixes it, at least if it happens to me. If not, just type it in the chat and we'll just read it off. Gotcha. There's one that you mentioned as well. Not one that I would personally take either. Let me see if I can find it in the group that you posted. Also, great job this week. Fantastic. 4 green days. Beautiful. Let's see. Where was that screenshot that you posted? What ticker was it that you posted in the general chat? So I can bring it up in the time frame. I definitely can.
In general, the last trade that I posted was MGS. The one that I took was the same one that you took on MGC.
The one that's in the chat, in the screenshot, that's the one that you took on MGC? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the MGC one. The same one. I took it on the micros, but it's the same GC trade.
Oh, no, not that one. That one I already know of. It's the one that you posted in the general chat. There's like a screenshot there.
Okay, yeah, that was micro ES.
That was today?
Yeah, 12:50 p.m.
Oh, yeah, right over here with the 3 bar. Not one that I would particularly enjoy. It is.
That was, I'm looking to take essentially like strong volume reversals, like at the bottom ends of VWAP.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that one came in. That failed to down, I guess.
Let me hold on. Let me redo this on Disc or on my YouTube screen. All right, they should be able to hear you now. Let's expand this over. So you were saying that over here, this was like you were looking for strong volume reversals off of VWAP?
Yeah, off of a VWAP extension. And now that I'm looking at it, it does look like a dirty W. But that wasn't the premise behind the trade at the time.
Gotcha. Oh, so this is like an entirely different thing. Cool. I thought you were like taking a W like in this area there.
No.
Definitely was a nice one. Pretty much got low of day reversal.
Yeah, they tend to play out pretty nicely. Often, if you can catch the right one, it tends to be the high of day or low of day.
I
It's just
haven't
figuring
used.
out how to get chopped up when when you're not at low of day yet.
Maybe you might want to
What
add
were you
like some.
calling? Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, sorry. I was asking what you was calling it. It was the reversal off of what?
Oh, VWAP is an indicator. It's a volume, was like
Oh,
volume
VWAP.
weighted
I thought you
something
said
profile.
they said Ewok. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, view up.
The Ewok indicator. What was VWAP is like volume weighted something profile or average profile, I think.
Price.
Gotcha. Average price. There we go. I haven't used that thing in like 3 years. Definitely was nice. I know King in Yellow uses it in the group for some
Mhm.
of his trades.
While we're still talking about W's, I feel like I've brought this up before, and I still struggle to and maybe it's because part of my system is taking these failed two ups that go essentially like two up but finish red. So I would be getting in. I'd be looking to get in on that H. Um, I don't know if I should start looking for the W when my trade fails, or you know what I mean, or like preempt, or like this might actually turn into a W and not take the two down and look for a reversal
Like
instead.
not taking the H and taking the W instead.
Yeah.
You can double dip because we don't know if it's going to be a W until it reverses back up off the higher low. So, for
Yeah.
example, um, I didn't catch this H to the downside on gold because I went to step out around this time. I was like in my balcony getting some sun because pretty much nothing was happening. When I came back, I saw I went two down off this move back up. So you can double dip in the sense of, let's say you took this reversal to the downside as a bearish H, which everything is in your favor, right? 4 hours probably bearish. The daily's definitely bearish. 1 hour's bearish. And you're just taking that 5 minute reversal back into continuity. So let's say, uh, you take the reversal. My stop loss would probably be above this candle right there. And then, of course, we're aiming for this low to break. So let's say for the sake of the conversation, you have 5 contracts. I probably would have taken some off at this body or this wick and then like these areas here because
Mhm.
this target is like a little too close for my entry. But what I don't do this that often. I do it very rarely. I've done it maybe like 3-4 times. But sometimes, let's say if I catch an H, which this would have been a valid one, if I see it reverse back up, which would pretty much negate the H and turn into a W, I would just double up on the contracts where my stop loss is, in the sense of if I have 5 contracts when I get in here and then I see prices about to reverse back up, I'll put 10 contracts. So it stops me out on the original trade for the H, which in this case, I would have left with some profit because it would have reversed. Uh, it would have reversed around like 3 points. So I would have left with at least 3 points of profit for that short on 5 contracts. And then since I had 10 contracts to the buy side, it would have pretty much stopped me out, canceled the original 5, and then got me 5 long. So I would have
Mhm.
gotten out the short and gotten into the long at the exact same time. Now, if you can think that quickly, you can definitely do that. Again, I rarely, if ever, do this. I've only done like 3-4 times. But you can still take both of them if you wanted to. Because,
Yeah.
again, we don't know if it's a W until, the H fails.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing. So like when you trade them, do you see like, okay, I see H forming, I'm not in that H trade. It might, like, let's say you see that second candle in green, so that two with the long wick.
This one or
Please
to the
to
left? Oh, like this
A little bit
one,
more to the right.
this
A
big
little bit.
two bar.
No, the one with the red candle with the long wick.
Oh, this
Like-
hammer.
Like when you see that, do you start thinking like, oh, maybe this could be a W coming, or like, and that's when you start kind of putting your order in, or
Yeah. So if I start see like a hammer, I'll probably start putting that order in. Just because H's generally they shouldn't be reversing in the opposite direction that you want it to head to, right? Because we should just be doing two down, two down, two down until it completes this area. Like for example, I think there was a bunch yesterday. Yeah. So not the well, these aren't really clean. Let me see if I could find any clean example. Tesla might have some because it got obliterated yesterday. Let's say this is kind of a W because it didn't break the low, but we just see here like just straight two downs until it almost broke that low, and then it reversed a little bit. But generally, we shouldn't be reversing until this completes. So if it does reverse with that higher low, I'm going to be inclined to think that the W is going to be showing its head.
okay.
Let's see if I could find a bullish one.
Maybe Tuesday's price action on ES.
Let's see. It did give some TTLs, but not like clean ones that I would go over with you. Let me see
Okay.
if maybe the 15-minute might give us some. I have not been a fan of the last 2 weeks in the New York session. It's been doing nothing. Oh, yeah. Sometimes W's will print right before market open, like we have here with that 3 up on the 15-minute. So I usually keep that in mind when I'm looking at some stuff. Yeah, there haven't been any really solid, clean ones. Let's check gold again. Not FedEx. Not an example that I would really like, but let's just use this as an example right over here, right? We have the move up, the move down. We're clearly bullish from the London and Asia sessions. And we're just going 2 up this entire time until the TTO completes up here. Let me zoom in a little bit. So, and then it reverses once it completes, right? Then we get another little pullback. So this is generally what should be happening when a TTO forms. If it reverses before that, probably going to be like an M or a W or what have you, depending what direction you take it. I don't really take M's. Just not really a fan. They do work from what I've seen. Just I don't really care for them personally.
Okay. I guess it boils down to just more chart time. Like I managed to see this one today, and it kind of clicked right off the bat, but I still definitely struggle to notice them. Like I said, early enough.
Yeah, I always like.
Yeah, it's worth putting in a limit. Obviously, you never know if it's going to complete, if it's going to fill or anything, or if it's going to go all the way. But I feel like by the time I'm thinking, oh, it is reversing, and I put my order in, well, I'm waiting for price to come back and fill me.
You use a limit order for these?
Yeah, I try to trade strictly with limit orders, actually.
Interesting. For this specific setup, I use stop orders because like as soon as it breaks, it'll like market buy me in or market sell me in, depending what I'm looking at. Because sometimes it'll trigger you in and just skyrocket straight to the targets and never even pull back to entry.
Yeah, so when I say limit order, I mean like I'll place an order above the high of the candle.
Oh, gotcha.
Versus like marketing in.
Gotcha. Oh, so in that case, I guess the proper term for those listening, what he would be doing is
Get a buy stop.
yeah, it'll be a buy stop like right above, like a tick. You always for like strat trades, you always do a tick above, because if you do it right at the level, it'll like fill you, but not even break the bar. But yeah, pretty much like a buy stop. So as soon as it breaks it, we get in there immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, those if you do like manual markets, those that slippage could be brutal if it's not if it's really volatile.
Hmm.
So I avoid those as well. Only one setup I use market orders for. But yeah, definitely good stuff on that trade today. You and I were on the same page. I
Yeah, happy to see that. Thank you.
of course, of course, the more time you spend on it, it's going to be easier for you to notice them. The biggest thing for me, it's always like each trade has like criteria, right? Like for the W, what's the first criteria? We get a low of day from market open, which we had basically a perfect step one, just straight down from market open. Step two, we get a move back up, like if we're going to make an H. Step three, we come back down, fail to make the H, make a higher low. And then step four, we're just going to put our order in and just get into the trade and then just go from there. So I just look for those three things.
Yeah, I like I'm starting to realize more and more that like context is key. So like the same way that you've outlined like step one, step two, step three, step four, with all of my other setups, like, okay, well, sure, there's a signal, but like, what are the context steps that you want to see? As I start looking for more of these W's, and that'll make sense instead of just like trying to look for them wherever throughout the day. It's like from the open, low of day, higher, the pullback, and then look for a shoot back up.
Definitely. Usually, I haven't really gotten on in the evening in a while, but on the 15-minute is where, like, when I first started taking this, I started off on the 15-minute, and I would only look for them between like 12:30, like 12:45 p.m. to like 1:30 Eastern time, because that's pretty much when it always will print on the 15-minute specifically. And then I just started scanning other time frames, and the 5-minute tend to print like in the morning session, like 10 a.m. to like 12 noon.
Mm-hmm.
So like usually those pockets it'll show up.
Okay.
Sometimes, as you saw the other example, it'll print like right at market open. Those I usually use like half size because it can be incredibly volatile, as we know in market open, and the stop loss could be like 100 points or a big amount depending what you're trading.
Thanks for the details. Definitely be on the lookout for these more.
Absolutely. Nobody else traded? Any YouTube folk traded? Nobody else? Robert, you want me to go over your trades now or go over them later on?
I was just going to say that if you want, you can go ahead and go over.
Cool. Let's bring this up. If there are no trades from my YouTube friends, by the time I'm done with these, we'll wrap up and go enjoy our Friday. Let's see. Let me just take a screenshot and then I'll kind of bring it over on mine. This one printed from the indicator, right? This was the bearish.
Yeah, the bearish one.
Interesting. Like I can see it, but my brain, like, it's definitely weird. Like my brain can't fully comprehend the bearish version, even though it makes sense. Pretty much the opposite, right? Little TTO right there, sweeps that liquidity, closes below. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. How about that?
Pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it because I didn't want to leave it full target, even though it did go all the way down to the target, just because that BF was sitting right there. And I was like,
Yeah, I usually do the same. Like if, let's say in this case, if you had like one target here and then like the second target down there, if I only had two contracts, I would have taken the second one off, like right over here at the BF and just called it a day.
yeah, I actually went 4 on this one, but it's a 2 at market, and then 2 with the retrace back.
Definitely worked out very nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, saved me from my first trade.
Yeah, that let me bring this up. This was the bullish TTO. The only thing that I don't
Wanted to.
necessarily like about this one, even though you pretty much had everything in your favor, just like I guess the shape per se of the TTO, it's not really like a gradual. It's not really a gradual reversal. It's kind of just like we go 2 up, immediately 2 down, and then it looks to reverse back up. I have seen these play out, so this is a valid one, just not one that I personally would like.
How many candles do you typically look for, like on that pull down, like 3, 4, and kind of a
Yeah,
back up?
yeah, I'd say usually anywhere like 3 or 4 candles. Let me see if I can bring up a screenshot of an example. Let's get rid of this real quick. I might need to go like on the 1 minute. Let's look for a trend day. Let's use this as an example. There's a little gap there, but we'll look for a better one. All right, so here we have a 2 candle reversal. So usually 2 or 3 is usually my go-to. We have that pullback and then reversal. But you can see, like, I guess if you want to draw a triangle per se, there's like a proper triangle here. At least it's like kind of similar in size on both sides, right? Like a gradual move up and then a gradual move down, if that makes sense, compared to this one. It wasn't really like a gradual. It wasn't necessarily like a gradual move up. In your example, it's just like a straight move up, then a straight move down, and then try to go back up. Compared to like this one, where it's like a gradual. It's like starts slowing down, and then it reverses. Where this is just like super strong candles, and then it reverses it like abruptly. Does that make sense?
Yeah, plus it was right near the beginning of the day too, so probably shouldn't have been doing that right around that time anyway.
No, you're definitely fine. Like, I've seen these pan out like near market open. So you had the right idea. It just didn't work out in your favor. Again, still a valid trade. And you had everything in your favor. It just didn't pan out. Can't really control that, unfortunately. But you pressed the button. That's what matters. Cool. All right. Looks like only us 3 traded. Nobody else did. Well, we will end it a little early today. As always, thank you guys for coming out. I will see you in 2 weeks. Also, for those who haven't already, sign up for the Trader Circle, the free group coaching class I have this Sunday. If you're looking on YouTube, just go on the little biography or description of the channel on the main page. And there should be a link there, a link tree to go to like the link to sign up for the group coaching. Anyway, I'll see you guys. Enjoy your weekend and enjoy the rest of your night.